My dear colleagues, it is a matter of great pleasure to address you on a very pertinent and important issue relating to effective and result-oriented teaching. The topic is before you, and I am focusing on certain issues, problems, and future prospects. It is in this context that somebody has rightly said that teaching is not everybody's cup of tea. पंजाबी च कहते ने ऐरा गहरा नथू खैरा, किसी नू खड़ा कर दियो ते कहो आजा पढ़ा दे। एक नवा फ्रैशर बंदा भर्ती हो गया, उन्होंने कहिए पढ़ा दे अच्छी तरह। दिस इज नॉट एन ऑर्डिनरी जॉब, it is an art. Teaching is an art. Those who command respect, they know this art, and when we apply this art, we become very famous and good teachers. It is in this context that I am talking about new knowledge. Every teacher, whosoever is to teach, should have updated knowledge and information which is to be passed to the students, to the audience, to the addressees. Ultimately, that will have direct impact on their minds. They will have latest knowledge, and teacher has to pass on this type of knowledge. So try to read as many as books, journals, magazines. Also consult Google and other medias, whatever are available, so that your knowledge becomes updated. Second thing, use audio visual aids along with, when I talk about videos, these days, these are very, very important. Every teacher has to make use of videos. Sometimes we think that it is a futile exercise. Not at all. Because we are to attract the attention of the students. Videos will definitely keep the students busy and make their understanding very easy. So next comes correlate. When your teaching is there, then you will have to not to go in for mugging up or rote memory. Have proper understanding and correlate it with the system. Whatever the system is in operation, if we link with that system, then that correlation will attract a great deal of attention of students, and they will show keen interest, and our purpose will be solved. Next, participatory. Your teaching has to be participatory. What is participation? In which both the teacher and the taught are having proper linkages, interactions, exchange of ideas, views. Only then teaching can become effective. If it is one-sided, for example, if I am delivering a lecture, it is one-sided. If I ask the students certain questions, they will participate and they will become active. If they are active, their understanding will definitely be improving, and the things will be made much more clear. So therefore, every teacher has to follow participatory approach and constant interaction. Sometimes when we teach, we forget that we are being watched by the audience or the students or those who are attending our lectures. We should have constant interaction with them. If I taught or teach for 10-20 minutes. Thereafter, I can ask certain questions from the students. So that they should be vigilant, they should be active, and their actively participatory approach will have constant interaction, which is very much necessary, which is mandatory, and this has to be followed in the right perspective. Apart from this, the language we use, sometimes what happens, we have the knowledge, we have the understanding, our information is updated, but the language which we use is very tedious. And tedious language which is not easily understood by the students, what will happen? They will not have micro level understanding, which is must for all. Your language, our language has to be simple, specific, understandable, and sometimes we can use lingua franca. As in the very, very beginning I spoke in Punjabi. Make the teaching much more attractive. Make the things clear. Your language has to be very, very clear, specific and understandable. Don't use tedious words. Difficulty will arise if the vocabulary is very rich, because you are to keep watch that in your class or our class there are different types of students, because the students who are attending the class, their IQ will differ, their attention will differ. That is why I am asking you that we must use the language which is very simple and easily understandable. Narrating the experiences. If you have some experiences in your life and which are closely related to the topic which you are topic on which you are speaking, cite examples, then they will take keen interest. They will become curious how this or that happened. Therefrom, their learning will become more result oriented, and your teaching will become result oriented and effective. Cite examples, concrete examples, not cheap examples. We can make use of all those things. Create a conducive environment in which you are teaching, environment where teacher-taught relation is to be developed, has to be very conducive, has to be very convenient, where students should feel at ease. Sometimes we become aggressive, as a result of which we get the students annoyed. No, not at all. Your voice, your speech has to be soft, which should ultimately reaching easily the person who is receiving the information. So actually, on one side, teacher is there, on other side, recipient or receiver is there, and the material, if it is rich, then I think the results will be there and we will achieve our mission. Prove value teaching. Teaching has to be based on some fundamentals, some facts, some figures. Valued teaching is that teaching which has essence, which has richness, which has quality. That valued teaching is to be proved. The other side should try to explore as to what extent valued teaching has taken place. It is with them. Sometimes we take it very lightly that these are the students whom I am addressing. They do not know these things, but their knowledge may be much more as compared to my knowledge. I should be open-hearted, open-minded. If they add something, I must accept and improve my teaching. Next comes generate new ideas. When you read the books, when you read the journals, when you read the newspapers, new ideas are generated. Don't keep all those ideas with you, because you are a teacher. Share all those new ideas. See how much interest they will be taking, because your teaching is very attractive and everybody will be ready to accept your such type of ideas which are valued, result oriented. Then comes follow collaborative approach or efforts. Now collaboration means teamwork. In teaching, we have to team of teachers, and we learn from others also. If I am facing certain problems, I must share my ideas with my colleagues, maybe senior, maybe junior, because we are to get some information, we are to improve upon. Their views can be collected, and whatever the deficiencies are there, those will be removed by myself, so as to bring improvement. So that type of collaboration. Sometimes we can invite our friends, our colleagues for special lectures, guest lectures. We can ask them, dear, please make the things much more clear, because we are interacting with the students, and students are our targets, and those targets are to be achieved. Then comes must use material of standard, and the standard material will be available in reference books, journals, magazines. Updated information is available. Link, give the links. I can tell you one example. When I was teaching in the university, I used to tell my students that this is the reference book, the name of the author is this, from such and such pages, you can consult the material, go through thrice and come back and tell me to what extent you could understood what is there in those pages. This type of approach will definitely be helping. Sometimes we forget the standard of books. We use cheap notes in the market. Very cheap books are available. Those who might have developed certain points, we make use of all those points, but the delivery has to be your own. Explore, re-explore, change, rechange, update, and deliver the books. The results will be very, very good. Show and create deep interest and thought-provoking. Now, what is thought-provoking? If something new is there, if your delivery is good, that will compel them to think. They will think, rethink, apply their mind, and then their thoughts will be explored. Thought-provoking things are to be passed by the teacher. Teaching throughout life never ends. It is a continuous process. If I have taught for 40 years, even then, I think there is always scope for improvement. Don't forget it. So that thought-provoking ideas can be generated on the basis of your experience, your knowledge, your understanding, your sharing of knowledge will compel the other party to rethink and to consider and reconsider the things which I pass on to them. Then comes attract the audience. The audience has to be attracted. ਉਹ ਕਦੇ ਕਦੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਕਿਸੇ ਟੀਚਿੰਗ ਨੂੰ ਵਧੀਆ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਪ ਸ਼ਪ ਮਾਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਹਾਂ, ਕਦੇ ਕਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਹਲਕੀ ਫੁਲਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਵੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਮਜ਼ਾਕ ਵੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਉਹ so that their attraction is there. They will keep themselves constant in touch with you. They will feel at ease, no burden. It would be better teaching if students say, "Sir, take the class for 20 minutes more." Then win-win situation. Then you will have better avenues. You will have better respect. This is required from a good teacher. And if we want to become good, result-oriented, this approach has to be followed. Evaluate yourself. Constantly, evaluation is needed. Nobody is perfect. Some discrepancies, some drawbacks will definitely be there. Rethink, evaluate, re-evaluate, examine, re-examine. When I was very active in teaching, I used to ask my students, whatever I taught last year, you will not repeat all those things. What happened in the world yesterday, I will definitely be sharing those words with you or the experiences. Then you will have fresh knowledge. That is required. That is expected from a very good teacher or the teachers who deliver in a better way. They go on evaluating himself and improve upon. मैं तो कहता सी पुराने नोट्स फाड़ दो उनको, उनकी जगह नया दूंगा और prepare yourself for the future. Then you will have better future. Encourage if somebody is interacting, but his or her knowledge because of their standard, that may be little. Encourage. Re-encourage and motivate them. That motivation is must. If you get success in motivating the students, you are always successful and become very good teacher. Develop and follow helpful attitude. Develop this type of attitude that you are always helpful to the students. Always be available to the student. Don't discard, don't discourage. Take initiative. I can cite an example. Once upon a time, when I was teaching at Kurukshetra University, one of student of correspondence course contacted me in a court. Beside the road, he stood there and with folded hands, he said, "Sir, this topic I want to know." I told him, "Okay, do you want information?" "Yes, see, these are the things." Okay, it took me half an hour and the whole topic was covered, and he was so happy that he rather made the things much more clear to other people also, and told the people and the audience and the students that see, this type of teachers we require. So teacher has to be made himself, herself available all the times, because they are to learn from us and we are to pass on. With these words, I do hope your teaching will become very effective and result oriented. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Thank you so much.